Welcome to Bucky's World. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my plans for the 19th for my mom's video. And by the way, December 7th is a Monday. So my uncle's video will be out next Monday. So yeah. So I'm a dope brain. Anyway, first of all, I wanted to tell you a funny story about this picture, and it involves my mom. This was my favorite coat of all time. Until the darn thing was falling to shreds. My mother begged me to get rid of it. Because you look like you came out of the rag pickers union. I printed out some coloring pages of things that represent my relationship with my mother, our special things. So I just wanted to show them to you. I'll show them to you once they're colored and talk more about them in her video. But this is the state of Maine. And in case you're wondering what these are down here, these are blueberries. But I think they grow more up here. That's a bee. I guess there's a lot of honey up there. And of course there's lobster. But I assure you, where that lobster's tail is, you're not going to find a lobster. Because that's Rumford, in the middle of nowhere where that lobster's tail is. You're more likely to find lobsters growing over here. But anyway, and of course a lighthouse, a pine tree, a moose, you know, all things that represent Maine. A whale for Whalen Park. And we'll talk about all the things she won me. And these will be fun stories. These are cassette tapes, and when I was looking for cassette tapes, I found this picture that has audio cassettes, video cassettes, and old computer discs. So that'll be fun to talk about. I got a family tree. Obviously, genealogy was a big part of our relationship. We kind of learned that together. Computer. And I tried to find an old computer. Because that's what a computer looked like when we were learning it together. It had the small discs, and later on it had CDs. We never had a computer at home that had the big discs, I don't think. Yes, actually we did. Our first computer had the big discs. And we baked and cooked together. And my mother was an awesome baker, and I was looking for the right baking picture, and I think that one hit it on the mark. So, and this, because we've been reading together since before I could read. And I used to, well, I'll tell you the stories of me sneaking under her bed to get her science magazines. These are flashcards. We used to do these in the summer when I was in school. I couldn't find good ones of like the states and the capitals, because that's one of the ones I vividly remember sitting outside doing. But we probably did these too. Christmas begins with Christ. I had better know this. Faith was something that she gave me, that she made sure that I had. And this was something that I had to know before I opened my presents every year. Well, that goes without saying. Mom. This is a cow on a farm, because my mother's favorite animal is a cow, and she grew up on a farm, so good cows. I also ended up doing this cow on a farm, which I think I'm going to use this one. But I think I might color them both anyway, just because. But I'm going to color these, and then I'm going to use them as what would you call it? Images to visualize when I tell the stories. Use them as visuals when I tell the stories. So, yeah. Clunk. Oh. Gross. If you watched my video from earlier, you will see that I had my interview this morning. And I touched on Sebastian. I have not watched the video of him in recovery yet because it came out very late. So I decided I wanted to save it. That was the other reason. I wanted to save it because I had already watched today's video, which was him going to the hospital and everything. So, and he was happy as a lark. He was laughing his little head off on the hospital bed. I mean, as much as he doesn't make a lot of noise, but you can see him smile and kind of squirm around when he's laughing, and you kind of hear a sound. It's his condition, you know, but he was, like I said, happy as a lark. He's having 2 different procedures. Oh, the other thing I have to do today is place my order on excuse me, Amazon for my last Christmas present. Yay. So, then I will officially be done shopping. But yeah, I wanted to use visuals, you know, visual aids, if you will, to talk about Mom during the video, just for fun, you know, just to give you something to look at besides me, you know, and talk about the things and the memories, and it'll be more fun, it'll be more interesting. I'm trying to plan, we're gonna bake the gingerbread. The whole day is gonna be dedicated to my mother, but what I'm gonna do is separate videos, because we're gonna do a gingerbread video that day. The night before, we're gonna start the video for the meal. I still need to look up and see if I can make it in the crock pot. I would like to. Even if I have to cook the ham separately, that's fine, which is what I'll probably end up doing. Half of the cabbage I'm going to use to make galunkies. But we'll do that another day, like the following day or whatever. And I will do it on camera, because a lot of people absolutely love those. They're also called stuffed cabbage. And you may be thinking, you're not Polish. And then my friend said this to me, because he is very Polish. He said, why would you be making glunkies? You're not Polish. No, but in my ethnic heritage, we call it stuffed cabbage. I said, no, but in my ethnic heritage, we eat a lot of cabbage. That's one of the foods that is prominent in the diet. I am Scotch-Irish and English. Being Scotch-Irish, potatoes, carrots, root vegetables, and cabbage. You know, potatoes, carrots, other root vegetables, some of which I don't like. Like I'm told I would not like parsnips. Too funny. I'm in the middle of I was watching Holiday Wars, and they had to use root vegetables in their cakes. Well, this young girl apparently did not know what a parsnip was, because she looked at it and she said white carrot and took it, and I thought she was joking until they were talking to one of the judges, and the guy said she took parsnips because she thought they were white carrots. Yeah, from what I understand, an awfully spicy white carrot, but I've never had them. And then, of course, I had turnip. But all that stuff would be found in the typical Scotch-Irish diet. There wasn't a lot of meat, ham. I think the New England boiled dinner actually came from us, from my heritage, because it's all the foods that we would have eaten back home, you know. Don't mind the dinging. That's the chat on the Boy in the Box. That chat goes crazy all day long, which is fine. I go back and read every once in a while and make a comment, but it's absolutely, utterly insane. um, but it's wonderful to be a part of. So yeah, I am looking very much forward to all of that. Like I said, I think the New England boiled dinner came from the Scotch-Irish heritage. I could be wrong, but it's all the foods we would have eaten. You know, my ancestors would have eaten over there. And my ancestors did not come during the famine. They came much later. It was actually my father's grandparents who came in he came in 1873 as a little boy. I don't know exactly what year she came, but I know that's way after the famine, although I guess they still felt ripple effects from it even then, years and years later. But yeah, ham would have been something that they would have eaten. They would not have eaten beef. Because, and you know what? This would make a great genealogy video, talking about the foods of our ancestors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right there on that, because I'm going to make a genealogy video and talk about the foods that people from different regions would have eaten, because we actually did a thing on that in school too. But this video is just a preview video of Mom's Day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that day a series of videos. Mom's Day, gingerbread cake, Mom's Day, memories, and different, you know what I mean? So I think that's how I'm going to organize the videos that day. And it's as much for me as it is for you and everyone who loved her. So yeah, it's holy cow. So yeah, I'll tell you about her life. I'll tell you about, you know, some of her favorites, some of her not so favorites, of a lot of things. So yeah, that's where we are. I'll even show you some pictures and share some stories. I actually have the board that I made for her celebration of life back there. And speaking of which, I want Stephanie to sign her book. That's important to me, so I gotta take that out. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll separate it out into videos. And I think next year I'll do the same thing for Dad on April 7th, the day that he died. Well, actually, his birthday is 2 days after the day that he died. So what I might do instead is do my dad's celebration video day on his birthday, because it's only 2 days after he passed. And I will make his favorite meal, which would have been meatloaf and mashed potatoes. So I'll make me a mini meatloaf. Actually, I'll make a couple of mini meatloaves. And that way I can freeze. Get some nice beef gravy, which I think I have. And I'll make, like I said, meatloaf, mashed potatoes. What's his favorite vegetable? What was his favorite vegetable? That's so funny. Well, typically we would have carrots with that, so I'll probably make carrots. That was always his birthday meal. So that's what I'll do. Actually, I'll do it the 8th. I'll do it the day in between the day he died and his birthday. He died on the 7th. His birthday is the 9th. I'll do it on the 8th. That way I'm right in between the two. And I'll do basically the same idea. I'll print out coloring pages at the time that represent the things that, you know, my dad and I did together. Like the Whalen Park one I'll reuse. Because obviously that was Mom and Dad. And I wanted a cartoony whale. That's why I chose that one, because the whale at Whalen Park is a cartoony whale. And I'm going to write Whalen Park on it in colors. So yeah, that will be fun. And it will help me, especially this first year with Mom. I'm still in disbelief, and I know it sounds strange, but I have an angel ornament that says Dad. Now I need to get one that says Mom. So yeah. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And I'll keep you posted with all the developments on our boy, and that's what we call him, our boy. And everything. I think on the computer, like the screen is big and it's empty. So I think I'll write, like, put a typical page for her up. I think I know how I'm going to decorate this, actually. I have an idea for this. Yep, I have an idea for this. I think I'm going to do that one first. I'm going to have fun coloring these, because I actually do enjoy that. It's very relaxing for me. But yeah, I'm going to do something on the screen and around the computer. I think it's going to be fun, actually. Because I just had a brilliant idea. Or at least to me it was brilliant. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been up since 9:30, even though I haven't gotten out of bed. I did my interview. I watched a bunch of videos. And just didn't feel like moving. It's cold, but I knew I had to go to the bank and do my monthly banking stuff. So I'm happy. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So yeah, I will look for a mom ornament. That hopefully won't cost me an arm and a leg. Speaking of which, I was watching Bizarre ER this morning. Wow. People have some of the strangest accidents. This guy was trying to trim the hair on his, well, the envelope that carries his reproductive organs. Well, he cut a slit in said envelope and ended up in the ER. Oh, why would you put a pair of scissors anywhere near that? I'm sorry, but I wouldn't put a pair of scissors anywhere near my sensitive parts. I shave above, but I wouldn't put anything near there. Of course, my organs are mostly on the inside. He's a man. He has an envelope on the outside, which he slit a hole into, but thank goodness. Initially it bled like hell. Of course it did. There are all kinds of little veins around that. And it did stop, and they sealed it with Vaseline. So I'm not sure exactly why. I think probably to keep any bacteria from getting inside the sac and causing infection. So yeah. There was one where a little boy was in the bouncy castle. And I guess they rented it for his birthday party or something. And he was jumping in it. He was by himself at this point. I guess the party was over or whatever. Or hadn't started yet. I'm not sure which. And he's jumping in the bouncy castle. Well, the bouncy castle deflated, throwing him into the fan, which chopped off 2 of his fingers, which thankfully they were able to reattach. I mean, the horrific injury to this child's hand. You can't really sue the rental place. Well, maybe you can for not checking that everything was kosher with the thing, but you could sue the manufacturer and get them to pay the bill. Although you don't have to worry about the bill because Bizarre Year takes place in the UK. So they have the National Health Service, the NHS, and they don't pay for medical bills. So the NHS will pay for it, but they still should be able to get pain and suffering for that kid. That company should be putting him through college. That's all I can say. That's my opinion anyway. Yeah, I watched a lot of the kid ones earlier. The things that children will stuff up their noses. That could be a whole program in and of itself. Oh my goodness. What is going through a toddler's mind when they decide to put an object inside their nose. I just, what possesses you to stuff a Lego up there, or a toy, or swallow a freaking battery, or the things that they do? It's like, why? Like I said, kids doing dumb things like that could be a series all its own, I'm telling you. And I would watch it because I like kids and because it would be as entertaining as hell because it would be so funny. Oh, it's not so funny at the time, but afterwards you have to laugh. Poor guy that cut his sack. His wife was laughing hysterically at him. Probably because she couldn't believe he would be so dumb as to try to trim the hairs there with scissors. I mean, okay, if you want to remove the hair from there, why not use your shaving razor? There's no sharp point on the end of that. So if you did make a little nick, it would not be a big deal. I say that as someone who has, sliced their kneecaps shaving on more than one occasion. Looks terrible, but it's not a big deal. My knee, my shin, my ankle, you know, as a woman, we've all done it. So, and men have done it to their faces. You know, they know what that's like. And it bleeds like hell because it's such a clean cut. So, anyway, I don't know how we got there. Oh, because we were talking about Bizarre Yar. We were just talking about Bizarre Yar because, um, because we were talking about my morning. Um, Thank you for being here. Um, God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please click that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Bye bye.